Hey gang, my name's Toby, and I'm the host of the podcast Prioritize. It's a big, bright, beautiful world out there, and at many times can be somewhat troubling and difficult to maneuver. The whole reason I started this podcast is to help people just like you, because I've been there before, and I learned a thing or two from the bruises. I'm here to help. If you've got questions, comments, or concerns about issues going on in your life, shoot me a message over at tobybaker.life. I don't get to all my email every single day, but when I get to yours, I'll be certain to reply the best that I can. Thanks for listening.
Welcome to another episode of Prioritize. They accomplish while you drown in lists. It's difficult to juggle your responsibilities. Husband, father, brother. It goes on, but your energy doesn't.
You pondering what I'm pondering?
Prioritize what's right for you, not what's left behind. This is Prioritize with Toby Baker.
You'll have to speak up. I'm wearing a towel.
Greetings, gentlemen and ladies. This is Prioritize. Here we discuss prioritizing faith, family, relationships, and more. I'm your crazy white, formerly fat host, the Baker Boy himself. Welcome to the show. Glad you decided to join us. And as you probably guessed from today's title, we are prioritizing espresso. Oh, I love saying espresso. I'll have another hit of espresso. Hey, dos espresso por favor. Oh, I mean, just thinking about espresso, I want to get another hit of espresso. You can say coffee. I love coffee. I like coffee, in the morning, noon, and night. Man, espresso is special, right? When you order just an espresso, it is the richness. It is the accumulation of so many hours of work and resources and shipping, and you get the beans, and then they're roasted to perfection, and then they're ground, and oh man, you get the pressure of the water coming through this beautiful thing. Prioritizing espresso. Angelo Moriando must have been a genius, back in the day. I'd love to be able to meet the guy, but I believe the chances of that happening are next to no. This was back in the 1800s. But at any rate, we really enjoy our espresso at the Baker Boy household. We had a Tassimo machine for several years, seemed to work really, really well. I've used a Keurig, Tassimo. We had a Brutus from, I wonder if that was the Gaggio machine. I'm trying to think of what machine that was. I think we started out with a Krups machine we had purchased from Sam's Club. It was one of those dual jobs where we got the espresso machine on one side, a coffee machine on the other side, kind of in the same machine. Had a great steam nozzle. Really got me started into espresso. We had a Brutus in there somewhere from Expo Bar. And we graduated into a task. We just didn't have the counter space for the Brutus, sorry to say. Had to see that go. That was a sad day. Many tears were cried. I'm not going to lie. We moved on to a Tassimo. We had some friends give us a gift card for something we did. I can't remember exactly what it was. And it was to Bed Bath & Beyond. And we picked up a Tassimo machine with the T-discs. And at the time, I was looking for something that I could put into the office that I would not have to keep around milk, and keep that cold. So something I can just trying to make it easy, just trying to streamline, just trying to make it easy is what we were doing. So we did the Tassimo for a while. So we were doing a project for Polo Ralph Lauren over in New York and Manhattan, and then Nutley, New Jersey. And they had these Nespresso machines everywhere. Have you seen this? This is the machine that George Clooney promotes the heck out of. Does, a really cool job, looking all good and everything, and sitting there in the middle of everywhere. And he's got this Nespresso, and, looks very cool and calm and collected, and, like he always does. So Nespresso, and they were everywhere at Polo. Everyone had them on their desks and their filing cabinets and on top of their decorative books, and it looked very cool. Unfortunately, I could never actually get to try one. They were, great and very friendly people, and we loved working with them, but they never had any capsules. Like, they were all used up, and nobody was ordering any more. And I thought, well, I got to bring in my own, or hopefully somebody has some extras. And it turns out they didn't. Well, It wasn't but a few weeks later, I found myself down in D.C. We're working on another project for a different company, and we're at this Airbnb. And we walk into the kitchen, and the weird thing was, it looked like it had just been renovated. However, there's broken glass from the mirrors on the wall. There was trash on the bottom. There was these scraps of metal all over the counter. And there were scraps of metal inside the sink disposal. It looked like somebody had just renovated the kitchen but didn't clean up after themselves. And we're looking around on the kitchen counters, and I see K-cups but no Keurig. I see a very small, like very personal size 1-cup coffee maker. And at that time, I wasn't carrying around an AeroPress, so I didn't have my own coffee grinds. And then they had an espresso machine, but no capsules. And I'm like, what is going on with this? And we found some other things wrong with the Airbnb. And I had contacted, my colleague contacted these people, and he's like, hey, here's what's going on with the place. You know, what can you do here? Because this isn't good. And was it unlivable? Probably not completely unlivable, just not up to the standard of the expense for which they were charging us to actually stay there. So we had called them up and like, hey, we're real sorry about that. We'll clean everything up. Let us bring over some capsules. I'm like, okay, great. Well, we'll get to try this Nespresso machine that I've been dying to try since I've seen the commercials, because nobody is promoting the Tassimo discs anymore. The Tassimo machine, apparently that's on the back burner. Nobody cares about that. Everyone's all about either Keurig or Nespresso. And I like convenience. I'm not going to lie to you. Sometimes my mornings can be very rushed. So when it comes to the Tassimo machine, I put in a disc and I press a button. I can walk away and then come back and there's some halfway decent espresso. I'm game. So they drop off a box of 100 capsules of straight espresso capsules. These were beautiful. I got to try these right away. So I tried one. And as soon as it started with the pressure and the water coming through and heating everything up, when that liquid gold was coming through as crema, I'm not lying. It was like I'm getting this from a Starbucks. I'm getting this from a local coffee shop with real baristas who know their business. And I'm watching this fall out like, this is just a beautiful thing. And I drink it down, real quick, and like, I got to have another one. And then I sucked that down real quick. I got to have another one. Before I knew it, I went through like 5 or 6 of those capsules, and I felt like one of the cast of The Office when they just got in one of those Nespresso machines, and by the end of the episode, they're ripping up carpet, they're tearing down tiles from the ceiling, the whole place is a mess, and they are wiped. They're completely, all their energy is gone. Their caffeine has been completely expelled, and they pick up their bags and their jackets and they all walk out. And then, who is it? Like Dwight and Mike walk in at the very end. That's kind of how it felt. So suffice it to say, I fell in love with the Nespresso machine, and the whole way home I'm thinking, how can I justify to my lovely wife that we need a Nespresso machine and the Tassimo is not good enough anymore? It's just not good enough. Why is it not good? Because it's old and you can't find tea discs anywhere locally. So we always had to order them through Amazon and get them on like an Amazon program. So we had them shipped to the house on a regular basis. I'd have like 2 in the pantry and one of those, not 2 discs, like 2 packages in the pantry and then a package and a cupboard right above the Tassimo machine. Now the thing still worked. We were trying not to, do expenditures that we didn't really need to because we're getting ready to head on out to Anna Maria Island down in Florida. Oh, have you ever been to Anna Maria Island? You got to go. That's it. You just got to if you've never been, you got to put it on your to-do list and then cross it off before the end of this year, before the end of 2021. You put that on a goal list. We are going to Anna Maria Island. Why? Why go to Anna Maria Island? Oh, I'm so glad you asked. Here's why you want to go. It's like vintage cool, right? It's the faded yellow buildings and the faded pink, orange, and turquoise. And it looks like it's been there for 100 years. The place is beautiful. There's no trash. They actually take care of their property. They welcome the tourists. And the great thing is, there's so few of them. There's not a lot of tourists going down Anna Maria Island. So we were excited to go, and we're down. We thoroughly enjoyed it. It was super hot. We go to the beaches. They got powdery sand on the beaches, and we were jet skiing out there in the water. I saw a sea turtle. I know you're like, God, big deal. What? I thought we were talking coffee. Okay, we are. I'm just saying. My wife didn't believe me that I saw a sea turtle. I was very excited. You know, you can talk about it in person, but when you're on a jet ski and you see a sea turtle rise to the surface for a few seconds, it's really something amazing. It's kind of cool. Anyway, okay, Nespresso, that's where we were, right? So she wanted to, maybe pick up a couple of items going down to Anna Maria Island. I'm like, let's go see if they got bathing suits or, jeans or whatever. We hit the Salvation Army and the Goodwills. I love going to those places. You never know what you're going to find. And later on, I'm going to talk on we'll do a podcast for Goodwill hunting. And I'll share with you some of the gems that I found at the Goodwill. But that's for another day. Anyway, I'm walking through the Salvation Army, and I'm thinking to myself, it would really be cool if they had an espresso machine at the Salvation Army. Now, reality hits me, and I'm thinking, wait a minute, that's stupid. That will never happen because I'm at a Salvation Army. Plus, those are Nespresso machines. No one uses those and then gets rid of them. And then I looked directly to my right. And you know what I'm going to say? Oh, gentlemen, ladies, I almost cried. I was like, God was shining down upon me at that very moment. There is a box that says Nespresso right on the outside. I couldn't catch my breath. I'm standing there looking at it like, this is not happening. This is not happening. And then I open it up. You know what I found out? It was really happening. And I'm like, wait a minute. I'm not getting my hopes up, okay? This thing probably doesn't work. Been used 100 times. They're done with this. They moved on to the next version of the Nespresso machine. And then I looked a little further. I'm starting to pull out the pieces, the very cool pieces to go with this Nespresso machine. And what I discover is they never use this. It still has the Target tape on the outside. And I'm thinking to myself, maybe they ordered it by mistake. They couldn't return it to the store, so they dropped it off at the Goodwill. And here you go. Maybe this will bless somebody else. And then I'm thinking, wait a minute. I'm not going to order a box of 100 capsules just so that I can test out if this thing actually works. And then I look a little farther, and I see right in this box, they have the sample capsules. Oh, it was like the angels were singing with the Hallelujah chorus, Oh. I thought, okay, that's it. I'm getting this thing. It's well worth the $35, $40 just to try it out. This is going to work. I have confidence. I showed Joyce. She rolled her eyes, and she said, don't we own a Tassimo? And I'm like, look. I don't even know if the Tassimo machine still works. It's old, and maybe we could donate that or sell it, or donate it, and I don't know, you're going to sell a machine you're not sure it still works? Okay. It still worked, but I'm trying everything I can. I'm pulling all the rabbits out of the hat that I can so that I can walk away with this Nespresso machine that we don't really need, but I really need it because I really wanted to try it out. So I get it home. Guess what? It worked. I went through all those capsules in like 10 minutes. I'm not even joking. It was amazing. So why do I tell you this? Is this a big commercial for the Nespresso machine? Maybe. I don't know. Maybe it's a commercial for Salvation Army. I just wanted to share a little joy with you on a bright and sunny Monday morning. Sometimes the Mondays aren't so great. But know this, gentlemen and ladies out there, good things happen. You got to look around a little bit, but good things happen, and good and better things happen to those who have their espresso in the morning. Okay, I can't cut it off right there, right? We got to add something else. Look, it's important to take time out of your day just to sit back and take a breather. And while you're going to sit back and take a breather, why not take that breather with a hit of espresso or a nice cup of coffee, right? Or maybe tea is your thing, and that's cool. We could do tea as well. I love tea. Tea's good cleanser, good, for the mind, the heart, body, mind, and soul, as is Nespresso. So take a break, grab yourself a hit of espresso, help to put your world in perspective.